Are we going to do Coach Tyvis now?
We're doing Coach Tyvis, then we're going to play a little true and false. Then DJ has sent us his song. It is in.
Good.
I have not heard it. Anthony said his best yet. Anthony, emphatic. Anthony bought a mixtape from a guy in Chicago off the street, so he knows good music, and he says this is by far.
No. They forced him at gunpoint to buy that CD.
People still buy mixtapes off the street.
No, it was a long time ago.
Were you not here for Hedges versus Anthony?
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't think he was here for that.
You weren't here that.
Who was here that day?
Because I remember thinking, of all people that need to be here for this, it's Bull.
Oh, my God.
We did Hedges or Anthony.
I remember you guys doing that, but yeah, I was out there.
And one of them was he bought a mixtape. He once bought a mixtape on the streets of Chicago, and it ended up being Anthony. Because I knew Hedges wasn't doing that.
Oh, my God. Anthony is the guy who, like, gets the phone call and they ask for his social security number and he gives it.
Anthony, you've never done that, bro.
Sure.
And you know what? You never want to be that guy.
Would y'all be quiet? It's the people from the Sisters Borough.
I'm a Nigerian prince. Can you give me $20,000 and I'll pay you back?
Your cousin is in jail, and if you don't give me $1,000 now, we're going to execute him.
That's right.
All right, here we go.
Oh, my God.
So
Anthony says half of that statement was right. I'm not sure what half it was. But. All right, Tyvis, you ready?
So the first play we're going to do is Denzel, and, I had to hit him with a little Drake line. Say, 21, can you do something for me? With that being said, Denzel, a little Buckeye crime. So what we got out of this is the Browns comes out, they run man to man, okay?
Oh, that's a novel thought. Man to man. Tyvis is the first one we see.
We got man to man, all right, man to man. So we get the outward breaking route. We get this tight end slamming down, coming out. We get a little chip here. He gonna sit down right here. We get the dagger concept from number 2 and number 1. Dagger means he's gonna run an over route, or what we call a special route, and this guy's going to run a dig. But we want to focus. This is where all the focus is at. And I'm going to go to the next clip. He comes out man to man, gets a nice little press on him off the line. Hold on, I got to switch clips. Okay, right here. This is where we at. And so Denzel plays it to where he really wanted to.
Can we get rid of that thing on the middle of the screen there?
No, we can't.
This is all 22 is impossible to take that off of it. So unfortunately.
So Denzel played a little bit of the guessing game on here. He gets to the top of the route. He feels that due to the stem, because the stem that he got, he took him inside. Usually you get a dig on the inward release. He felt that he would take him inside, but Terry hit him with the little, swipe over and go underneath. So the play ends. He does a great job of undercutting it. I will say that the pass wasn't that great, but he undercuts it, makes a great play, high points the ball. He comes up with an interception.
Hard to see.
It is hard to see.
But the pass wasn't great.
Yeah,
Carson Wentz made a lot of
a great pass, but we caught the ball, and that's what we like to see.
That's another guy I thought was going to be good.
Once again, so Tyvis,
we have the play if you guys want to see it real quick.
Yeah,
Let's see it.
Take tag board full. Anthony play.
So
it was a really nice play by Denzel Ward.
He went up and played wide receiver. He high pointed the ball, like you said, and it was a terrible throw.
And Tyvis, let me ask you a question. Like,
man, that was
you know, obviously we know he plays better in man. We understand that. That's why they drafted him. Dorsey drafted him because of his man skills, not because he drops in cover 3 every 4 or 5 seconds. Like, if you see this as a coordinator, why aren't you doing this a lot more, especially when you got a guy like Emerson who's physical on the other side?
Well, I think it's a nice mixture because so for example, that route combination. Let me go back. So this route combination that they ran. Obviously, they thought that it would be cover 3 because if it's cover 3, then this special route is going to be checked by this backside linebacker right here. So that's the whole reason why they run it. But you don't know that they're in man until after they run it. If you line up exactly the same, that's why I say the Browns run 3 and 1. Because if it's 3, boom, this is what you'll get. This linebacker has to get it. This is actually a wide receiver, so he's just going to take this thing vertical, and he's going to hit him down here.
Can't Washington figure that out if they send a guy in motion?
They could, but this Washington didn't do that in this particular situation. Don't know why.
It's Carson Wentz playing quarterback.
Yeah,
these guys is dumb.
Don't know why, but you have to. So you run man as an opposite of this, and they caught them in a position where they thought that they would be in 3. They actually were in man, and they were able to make plays. So switching it is good.
Yeah, but G's point is,
do it.
This guy's an all-pro cover guy.
I get that.
And you're kind of watering down his skill set by throwing him in this zone nonsense.
Well, see, the thing, it's the way you play the zone. Because, like I say, if it's one receiver to your side, because this right here is a running back. So, essentially, even if they were to be in cover 3, he could man this thing up. And they can make what we call a stretch call. This guy could come down and play this man. It could be man on this side. But that's that advanced Seattle talk right
So
there
what I would do when they running this route,
and I don't know why it didn't show up, but
why can't they run? If they was gonna run this route in Washington, why wouldn't you run man concepts? The concept that you can run a man concept as well as a zone beater in the route combination. Is it
because they're not as confident in the other defensive backs' cover skills?
I don't think that. I think that you don't want to get caught. You don't want them to know exactly what you in, and you have to throw wrinkles in there. For some odd reason, man is their wrinkle. And then on top of that, when we ran man, typically it was down and distance based. If it's like 3rd and 2 or something like that, yeah. But you don't really want to go out there and play man 60 snaps because now your guys is gas.
Sorry, Tyvis. Does the quality of the quarterback factor into how much you would play zone? In other words,
if he's
smart, good quarterback's going to be able to diagnose.
Well, yeah, because then they would motion them and then they would figure out what they in. Everybody, the whole routes would switch everything.
Right. Whereas Carson Wentz is, nothing. So does that factor in?
It does.
Okay.
If it's Tom Brady, you obviously, if you're going up against a veteran quarterback in this league that's really good, there really is no disguise because offenses know how to figure out what you're in. Obviously, the Patriots was notorious for sending the guy in motion and figuring it out his man or zone.
By the way, I wasn't here Monday. You may have said this, but I think the Browns won that game because Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera made the decision to go away from Taylor Heineke. Not that he's an all-pro, but they're 5-3-1 under him. Carson Wentz. If I'm a Commanders fan watching that garbage, first of all, I couldn't believe they didn't go back to Heineke at halftime. The game was still winnable.
I mean, we'll never know. I don't think
we won't.
Heineke's not very good either.
But I watched Heineke. The team just responded to
Carson
it.
Wentz.
When you got a $200,000 bonus on the line, and whether a guy plays or not, you don't want to pay it. Then
what's amazing?
Oh, so
is that what it was?
If Heineke had a $200,000 bonus and they sat him?
I mean,
if he gets 60% of the snaps.
Which it would have been because he would have had 9 games, and that's more than half.
He gets 60% of the snaps on the season.
If I'm a fan,
That's trash.
Well,
that's trash. I don't care.
Yeah, he is.
He also gets $125,000 if they win. It's a win bonus.
Guys, it's $1 billion operation.
Yeah,
you really
not
make that decision over a few.
I can't imagine that that's why they did it.
I mean,
I think that Carson Wentz in Rivera's mind gave them the best chance to win.
I don't think
I think his mind is warped.
Yeah, he's
nuts. Because Carson Wentz, I'm with you. He was playing at an MVP caliber level, and right now, he's definitely not starting.
He has never been the same guy.
No, he has not.
All right,
awful.
Let me get to this last play, and we can be done with this. All right,
By the way, real quick, I think Washington actually minus quarterback has a pretty good team.
No, for sure.
They got good skill position players. They got good running
with
backs.
Chase Young back, their
defensive line is phenomenal.
Unbelievable.
Listen, C.J. Stroud could be great for there. Anyways, this last play. So this is actually, we're going to flip it over to the offensive side of the ball. This, to me, well, whenever this thing shows up.
Tyvis, is your iPad on that picture or is it on the offense?
No, it's on the offense.
Anthony, go out and refresh that. Disconnect and reconnect. You guys got to fill for a minute while Anthony comes and
So let me
IP
ask you, do the Browns ever play coverage?
Cover 2? Like, you talking about when?
Well, do they ever play a zone concept with a man concept on the other side of the formation?
Let me think about that. So,
that's
like I said,
difficult to do if you flood a zone.
Well, but if they don't know if you run a man or zone, then they don't really.
No, I would say this. At this point, no, I don't think they would do that. I don't think they would.
That could be really
because
risky.
Right now what they're doing is they're finding some success in whatever it took them. Whatever. It's an interesting stat out there since like week 7. I think Earl actually retweeted it.
Isn't that misleading, those stats? Because teams are running the ball on the Browns because they're running.
That is true. That's true.
And outside of Joe Burrow, have they faced a good quarterback in the last 6-7 weeks?
They have not.
The Browns
list of quarterbacks they
Browns
faced
should have
this
12
year
wins.
When you look
am
back
I good?
on this
Is y'all
season,
getting this?
and you look at the list of
Yeah, Tyvis, you're
quarterbacks
good.
that they've
They
played,
should have 12 wins.
that is a huge indictment on the entire season.
We were saying on Monday, I know it doesn't matter.
They beat Tom Brady. Go figure.
I know it doesn't matter, Jay, but we were saying on Monday, that remember a few weeks ago we were like, it's like a 1% chance.
Yeah, yeah.
If they had beaten the Saints,
They still be in it.
they'd be alive with a reasonable chance.
With like 20% of hurt. Well, literally 20%.
Obviously, it didn't happen, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because the
But
Dolphins
they needed the Dolphins to lose out. That
And
looks
they
like it's
did.
going to happen.
And
Yeah.
They need the Jets lost the games they needed them to. The Patriots did too.
All right, let me try this again. So
Give them the Jets.
we good? Let me see. Okay, we good. So look, check this out. So this play right here, we're gonna flip it over to the offensive side. Washington is actually in what we call an inverted cover 2. Obviously, regular cover 2, the corners here, he got the flat safety, he's got the half corner. But in this particular situation, they took the corner and made the corner the half player. They're going to take that guy to be the flats. These guys are all hook players. That's the dude. And then you can't see the safety, but he right
What
here.
is the reason you do that? Is it the
If you
talent
think-
of the player,
Yeah,
of the defensive player, or the offensive?
to defend against a deep route. isn't
Yeah,
it?
basically.
It's 2nd and 19, by the way.
Yeah,
okay,
you want
so
to
that's it,
keep a roof over the whole thing. So the
Yep.
Browns do the very interesting thing. And as a defender, I'm gonna talk y'all through this as a DB. As a DB, when you see a running back out here at number 1, we count that as a non-athlete. About 90% of the time, he's just gonna run a hook right here.
Do nothing.
Nothing. Don't even worry about him. If you was in cover 3, you would just say you would alert to this hook player or no, this buzzer. Hey, come get this China right here because I'm going deep. So what they do is they want the corner to be all the way out here. This guy's gonna run the fade from the inside. The reason you run the fade on the inside from here is because if you throw the fade, he got a lot of room to the sideline to fade off to. So that's typically why you do it in that situation. This guy ran this little hook stop right here, little chip, little sit down, and then you got the dig behind it, play to get him to bite the cheese. He bites the cheese, hit the dig behind him. So that's the concept that you get. Let me go to the next clip on this. Switching clips. All right, we here. So as you see, was we up? All right, as you see, corner is all the way out of there. The guy that took the China call right there. So now he has to hit this hole right here. That literally is the window in cover 2. You have to hit the hole.
The honey hole.
Yeah, you got to hit the hole if the corner does not sink. Deshaun Watson, me and McNuggets believe that this was the best throw he's made in this game because he throws an absolute peel over here to get it in there, and he get this completion. Put it right on the outside shoulder so the DB don't got a chance to play the ball. It was just his best throw of the day. But we're going to let you see the video.
And he on the opposite hash, low key.
He is on actually, that's a long throw.
And outside the numbers, that's a tough throw to make.
He threw him a peel.
It was one of them G. Bush neck pills.
Outside shoulder.
That's a dart, an absolute howitzer.
That is. And there's not many quarterbacks in the league with that kind of arm strength because it got there.
And to throw it on the outside shoulder like that, so the DB has absolutely no chance of making the play. That's a great ball.
That had a calm trail.
I mean, that second half really showed you what his potential is.
The upside is so exciting.
When you running that, man, could I get a check to 4 verts on that?
If you get it, you can get a check to 4 verts on that. That would be nice.
It'd be nice.
See, the best way to scheme cover 2 is you actually do to what Ryan Day did. He took Xavier Johnson, a receiver, put him in the backfield. They did it with JSN last year. Put him at running back. Send him directly down the middle of the field because your two safeties are playing.
Georgia did that.
Now you got the middle wide open.
Georgia did that for the touchdown.
On a linebacker, boom, touchdown. Down the middle.
Let's trade for Brandon Cooks this offseason and let's get it going.
Hey,
Brandon Cooks his goal now is to play for all 32 teams.
Yeah.
Well,
he's been traded so many
he's
times.
still younger than you think. He's 28.
Listen, I can't understand why he's been passed around so much. I love his skill
He's just
set.
one of them dudes. He just get traded.
He's got
They
the
always trade him
speed.
for a
He's
third
got
round
the
pick.
speed that they need. He's got the chemistry with Watson, and he's one of the few good receivers that's on a bad team that would
I
be
would
like
love
Will.
to have Brandon
Will
Cooks
Fuller's
here.
cheaper.
But Will Fuller didn't play the whole year, and he never stays healthy.
He should be good and healthy.
Neither did Deshaun, so they should be perfect for each other.
Yeah, he was suspended. Big difference.